It's day 11 and we're in Berlin. Here we are eating breakfast before hopping on the U-Bahn. So the bus system in Berlin is an honor system, but they do have people swarm the buses, which is what happened to us, and then check everybody's train ticket. And so when this happened, we all got our train tickets out, but this one guy hopped off the bus. Okay, this is the guy hopping off the bus when the ticket checkers got on. Oh, wow. But then after the U-Bahn, we saw him again on the bus.
The man that she was doing the impersonation of. He's the one who fled.
This whole bus hopper drama occurred on our way to Deichel, which was super cool. It was a diaper cycling company that uses inserts of diapers to collect fertilizer or to collect poop from babies to be used as fertilizer. It was kind of twofold. One, it was making diapers more sustainable, and two, they were able to use that fertilizer to sell back to create profit there as well. The startup had yet to fully launch, so they had done a couple test launches throughout the city of Berlin, seeing what was best logistically. We also learned what dirt is the best to use for different plants. Cindy, will you give us and different bathroom habits outside of just babies. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And you stay like that for the duration of the activity? Yeah. We then got the chance to try it out using 2 reusable diapers, including wool, and also here you can see Savannah using the wool, and then I'll be using the cotton. The main issue with this is it is a lot more expensive than it is to use things like Pampers, almost double the cost. However, it is creating much less waste, which is really important, and also it's a good alternative for people who would like to use cloth diapers but just don't see it being an effective strategy in the long run, because so many people try to use cloth diapers but then end up giving up because of the difficulty. But here, you only have to clean a little bit, and that's with any leakage, and you can see how big the pad is, that it's covering a ton of space. One of the things I loved most was the Deichel founders describing how they see this taking place in other cities in the future. They're not trying to kind of expand to take over the world, but they're trying to give knowledge, not only to parents and people taking care of these children, but also to other people about how to be sustainable with a baby. This includes, helping other companies who'd be looking to do something similar in different areas, because the logistics of an area are super important to making a system like this work. For instance, where are they going to be returning the diapers to be able to create the fertilizer afterwards? And is that going to be able to be a community space where parents are able to communicate with each other and talk about what's working and what's not working, and be able to help each other grow as parents and as sustainable people in this world? And obviously, they'd still like to have a job, like they said, but some of the sustainable things or companies that we've been looking at, whether sustainable or not, have been really focused on profit. And so it was really cool to see that they were looking to be a successful business, but also understanding the scale of their production that they're able to succeed in now, while also allowing for that knowledge that they have to be passed on to truly make the world a better place. I've heard it said that if you, quote, truly want to be responsible, you wouldn't have kids. And I think that's really a narrow approach to creating sustainable life, because why be sustainable if there's not going to be anyone there to really enjoy it? And I think trying to find a way to raise kids more sustainably is a great idea. After Deichel, we headed out into the countryside to go to Green City Solutions, which works with moss and creating cleaner air. I was sick and tired of everything.
I want food.
So we were able to have lunch, and then we started the presentation and learning about moss. Here we are spraying the moss to learn a little bit more about it and how it changes based on different conditions. It expands with the water, but also moss does a great job of kind of clarifying the air and working as a filter. Green City Solutions is a company that utilizes moss technology to create systems for cities that clarify air. Here they are growing their different moss, which can take about 6 weeks from start to finish. You can see the earlier moss versus the more full moss that's nice and green here. So we walked back to be able to see the structures that they call city trees that they install these panels in to put in cities, but they can cost upwards of $43,000. We did get an opportunity to try to make our own moss mats, which we named Keep Moss, to be able to see how it would be able to grow over time. So here it is. And then those are installed in cities and then can be used to purify the air in those places. Hey, we're here with Sarah. She's getting fired from BBC. Bird, what do you have to say?
I do want to pick you up, like, really badly. Yeah.
I actually found out that this bird starred in Rio and was on the power line itself. Yeah.
Wow.
He was that one that was a little.
Yeah. I'm not really that familiar with the plot of Rio, but
Mike Tyson has business. Do what you want.
While this addresses many issues we're seeing with air pollution right now, it's not a fix-all in the long run, and it also is not a very cost-accessible solution. After Green City Solutions, we went around Berlin, seeing this church that was still standing after being bombed during World War II, and trying some German McDonald's thumbs up from Sid, before going to a hardware store that had been in business for over 120 years. The business had been in the family for a really long time and had recently been taken over by the family's daughter. She was very cool and really gave off Hallmark movie vibes because she was working in her family's hardware store.
She's giving spun-on romance.
She really is.
It's just, can you imagine like this storage unit, and then I'm like go to houses and like put hinges.
I can't wait until big corporate man comes and like tries to tear down our hardware store. But you know, he falls in love with her, of course, because of her feminine wiles. And then they've got, you know, picket fence and the houses, kids, and the dogs.
What a cool guy.
It was interesting to see how they were being sustainable by having options available for the people of Berlin so they didn't have to order it, but it was also really massive production with a basement full and cabinets full and rooms full of storage. We then went to dinner where we were able to have some delicious traditional foods. Sarah and I split a spatula. I don't know if I said that right. And we also got to try some of this beer, which is Berlin Weiss, which was a famous beer apparently you have to try in Berlin.
Only the soup. There's no other. It's not as a starter. Will be your only.
Berliner Weiss review.
8.5 out of 10. I would drink again. It tastes like strawberry jam.
Berliner Weiss
I
review.
actually love it, and I hate most beer. So,
Sarah, Berliner Weiss review.
give it a what review?
Berliner Weiss review.
Oh, that was not gas. Certified not gas, but certified Berlin.
Looking bussin'. Pretty delish if I say so myself. We went for an evening walk and got some snacks, and that was the end of day 11. We love Berlin. Yay! I think I really loved seeing the sustainable solutions and the ways that they were working to kind of do little small things that ended up, you know, being contributing in the long run. I think with Daikel, that's definitely, I'm interested to see how it ends up working, you know, once it goes into full force in the market. And also I hope that, you know, we can see the green city solutions being implemented around the globe, and hopefully in a more cost efficient way, that we're able to see it happen more frequently and with less bureaucratic tape being necessary because the price is so high. And I also would love to see like an individual way that that's able to be implemented, but right now the cost is just way too high. So yeah, it was really interesting to see those sustainable solutions that apply to people, particularly in cities, since the ones that we were seeing before in Droysig took up so much land and space. And tomorrow, it's day 12, and we'll see some more sustainable solutions.